It's an evolution, not a revolution. This isn't about change everything that's been working, throw everything away. It's not about that. This is about giving you a little push. And that's the work that I've done with those companies and others into having permission to go, okay, guys, let's just look at this in a slightly different way. And as soon as you do that, people end up solving their own problems. I'm not there to solve it with them. I'm there to empower them to have the skills to be able to solve those problems as they come up in their careers.
Welcome to Engage Presents. I'm Engage co-founder and president Jake Olson. In this interview series, I ask Engage talent the most common questions we hear from event planners to help you get to know them and their stories in 15 minutes or less. Thanks for listening. Welcome to another episode of Engage Presents. I am Jake Olson, Engage president. With me today is Nir Bashan. Nir, you are an impressive man. You are the author of The Creator Mindset, which Blinkist has named one of the top 100 all-time nonfiction books ever. So that's really cool. You speak on innovation and creativity. So this should be a very fun conversation. Thank you for joining us today, Nir. And with that, just throwing it to you, man. Who are you, and kind of what do you want audiences to really take away from your speech?
Thanks, Jake. Yeah, thanks for having me. And you guys have always been really great, a really wonderful organization that it's a deep honor to be a part of. I'm all about injecting creativity and innovation into an organization, right? So I help leaders and, associations, all kinds of different people at different levels, from leadership all the way to everyday staff, realize their ability to become more creative and more innovative at work. So I come up with a bunch of problem solving tools that they can actually use. Let's say you have too many meetings. Okay, cool. There's a creative tool that will help you with that. Let's say your work-life balance isn't really good. Okay, there's a couple of creative tools, some innovative tools that you can use to improve that. So no matter what you're kind of dealing with in your day-to-day grind, in your day-to-day trying to get into new networks and increase sales or whatever it is, there are actionable creative items that you can use to benefit you in ways that are so incredible. And that's kind of my thing. That's what I do.
That's really cool. That's really awesome. That's fun. That sounds really fun. So you say that, and I'm in Los Angeles right now. So you say there's a warehouse in Los Angeles that was really formative to kind of who you are growing up. Can you kind of explain what that is and maybe give me directions to it?
100%. Yeah, that's awesome. So I grew up in LA. I spent, 35 years in Los Angeles. And one of my earliest formative memories, right, was going to this warehouse on Skid Row. And what drew me there was the fact that there was all these people doing really incredible things. And it's not what you think. It's not the drugs or the designer handbag knockoffs or whatever. It was a lockout space for musicians. And so musicians would come from all over the area because it was cheap at the time, right? Now it's probably like, like really expensive because it's like the cool area to be, right? There's that great taco place on the corner. It's like, oh, gotta live by there. It's gonna be amazing. But at that time, and not to date myself too much, but at that time it was, Skid Row. And so I kept going there, like, during the week and the weekend. And, I jammed with some of the most famous bands on earth, right? And you would run into people in the hallway that, you would never have an opportunity to meet anywhere else. And the place had so much energy. And at the time, I thought, oh, it's because it's music, right? It's music, and that's kind of what that energy is. But later in life, I learned it wasn't so much that. It was creativity. It was innovation. And now I help people take those amazing tools that people think only musicians or famous actors or whatever artists have, and transition those into the workplace. And that's where the magic really happens.
Do you play an instrument?
I do. I play double bass. Well, I played double bass in college, but now I play electric bass.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. I sang bass in a choir, so I'm not,
Dude, that's awesome. Do you still do it? You still pull out the
Oh,
vocals every once in a while?
no, I mean, I can harmonize a little bit, but it's just, yeah, it's cool, man. I play guitar a little bit, so I appreciate the music. And yes, I mean, music probably is one of the best kind of ways to innovate and create. It's kind of one of the best mediums probably to do that. But tell me, why is creativity so important in business or in even a personal setting? Why is creativity so important?
Yeah, definitely. So, Jake, I'm working on a new book, right? And this book is unbelievably good. What it is, and it had this premise, and it's based on a deep amount of research, right? I'm not just like one of those guys, oh yeah, I got this is my opinion. No, this is like concrete, long-term research. It's taken me about 4 years to assemble it. And what I found was that there is no issue anywhere on earth that is unsolvable without the ability of using creativity. There is nothing that is beyond the scope of human potential. If we don't apply creativity to it, we are able to solve it. So it's a really incredible thing. And this new book is all about how creativity enables us to be the best problem solvers that the earth has ever made. And every single pickle that we've gotten ourselves into, whether it's climate change or health related or whatever, innovation and creativity are the vehicle that will allow us to get out of that predicament. And problem solving is an incredibly innate and wonderful human condition, Jake. And what I love about creativity and why it's so important is because it gives people real concrete tools that they can use to solve real things that happen. A lot of people kind of are theorists, right? They're, oh, I went to a college class and this should work or that should work. But time and time again, we see that when we apply creativity to problems that actually happen at work, people then are able to advance. They're able to meet their goals. They're able to get promoted, or they're able to kind of, diversify into that new territory, whatever it is that they're looking to do. And what excites me and gets me up every single day is that human ability for us to solve problems has never, ever been better found anywhere in any tools that we have as human beings other than creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation are going to, put a woman on Mars within the next, hopefully, 5 years. It's going to, continue to solve all of these horrible medical things that happen to people. It will be the deciding point of humanity as we move forward into a world that is just so much better. And that's why I love creativity, and that's why I love innovation.
I mean, you're firing me up over here, man. I can
Yes.
see it. I can absolutely tell. So with that, as you speak to these big companies, Microsoft, Porsche, I mean, you speak to the world's biggest companies. What kind of takeaways are you looking for them to leave with? So is it are you sitting down with them in a workshop and helping them actually problem solve, or is it more conceptual to the point of, hey, I'm going to give you kind of a keynote, you take these concepts and then go back to your boardroom and apply them?
It's a good question, Jake. It's a little bit of both, right? And so, depending on the engagement, depending on the department, or if it's leadership or whatever, sometimes it's a workshop. Sometimes we tackle a specific problem. In general, it is really about giving people the permission to find a new pathway. Those two companies that you mentioned have some very, very smart people there, right? And in a lot of cases, they're way smarter than I am. I would say most cases. The issue is that when you have your blinders on, Jake, and you're trying to dive deep into a problem, sometimes having an outside perspective and someone to just give you a question at the right moment can open up the opportunity for you to explore. So it is all about kind of empowering people with that ability to say, okay, yeah, I'm an expert. And yes, I have a PhD in this. And yes, I went to college for that. Or, I've been stamping out this machine at this assembly line part, the part on the assembly line for 20 years. And that's a wonderful thing. And it's really great to have that knowledge. But what creativity and innovation do is they find a slightly different pathway to come up with a solution to a problem. It's an evolution, not a revolution. This isn't about change everything that's been working, throw everything away. It's not about that. This is about giving you a little push. And that's the work that I've done with those companies and others into having permission to go, okay, guys, let's just look at this in a slightly different way. And as soon as you do that, people end up solving their own problems. I'm not there to solve it with them. I'm there to empower them to have the skills to be able to solve those problems as they come up in their careers.
That's amazing. Lastly, so if you are speaking to someone who wants to book you, kind of an event planner, if you will, what is it like working with Nir Bashan? I'm sure it's just by the tone of this interview, it's energizing. But what is it really like? So just walk me through kind of what is it like to work with Nir Bashan?
Yeah, sounds good. So I'm super easy to work with, right? I hope you can tell. I'm on time. I've never missed a keynote in, many, many years. I sell nothing from the stage, Jake, like nothing. I have a book, but almost every keynote I've done in the last 2 or 3 years now, people are bringing the book for me to sign. It's not like I have to sell it. People are happy. Oh, I saw Nir's name, bestseller book or whatever. And hey, can you sign the book? So I always make time for that. I'm always available after. And yeah, it's just a very easy, seamless experience. I'm very much on the, engage kind of model, easy, fun, straightforward, no, nothing hidden or, anything like that. I show up, I do a really good job. And I think one of the most important things is that I am there for them. I am not there for me. I am there for them. I am there for that organization. I'm there for that association. I want to dive deep into those issues that they're having so that the keynote's relevant. It got to be targeted toward people that are there so that they can get value out of it. And I am there as a vessel for the organization to help get people excited. There's a lot of humor in the keynote. There's a lot of case studies because people love real case studies. And I'm a consultant. That's what I do in addition to keynoting. So I'm out there constantly in different businesses with my hands in different areas and problems within the business. So you're going to get a very fun keynote. It's going to be high energy. It's going to be funny. They're going to get takeaways, but I think the most important thing is it's very, very easy. I'm easy to work with. There's no selling or any issues. It's just going to be a very, very fun time.
That's awesome. Awesome to hear. You can tell that just by being with you here. I know I said last, but I lied. This is my last question because
I love it. Can we sing? Can we wrap it up with like like a little harmony or something?
No, I
Little Backstreet Boys.
offline here, offline.
All right, I'll take you up on it.
What is the thing that, and it could be your book too. I mean, it's again 100 all-time best nonfiction book, and it's a really cool thing. But if it's not your book, what is the thing that you kind of take the most pride in creating in your life?
A good question. I think it's the book, right? It took me 7 years to write that first one, and I'm now on year 4 of research for the next one. So I love books. I love literature. I love reading. I love everything about books. And people don't like this because I don't really like Kindles. They're like, "What? I read everything on a Kindle," and I'm like, "No, but I love pages, and I like to flip them, and I like to feel them. I like to smell books when I get them." Jake, I put my nose in the book. And I take a big sniff because that's oh, print, yes, ink, on paper. So I'm like that guy. I love books, and the ability to have your name on the front is super, super cool. And it's a real deep honor. And yeah, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of the work and my family, of course. I'm proud of my family, my son and my wife and all that kind of non-career stuff. But from a career perspective, 100% books. Love books.
Well, I will be very excited to be smelling your next book, Nir. How about that?
Nice. And so you should.
I don't know if I've ever told anyone that before, but I do mean it. And we really appreciate you giving us that little excerpt from your next book, a little preview, if you will. So thank you for that. And thank you for joining us today. If you want to find out more about Nir or how to book Nir, go ahead, letsengage.com, and we would absolutely love to give you his services. So thank you, Nir, for joining us today, and thank you for watching another episode of Engage Presents.